What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Backyard Barbecuing. Today, we're gonna be testing out two different types of smokers. Now, I've got a cheap offset, and then as you guys know, if you've seen it in my previous video, I've got the custom offset. So we're gonna test out some pulled pork, see if we get any flavor differences or cooking times with them. So check the video out. And I've noticed only about 10% of the viewers are actually subscribers. So hey, for this month only, it's free to subscribe. So what we have here are some pork butts. Now I got two of them, obviously, because we're gonna be testing the theory as far as cheap offset versus the more expensive one here that I bought. Same size, got a nice fat cap on both of them. What's really cool about pork butt is that they're so cheap, so you can really play around with your types of flavors that you want to use. So we're gonna keep it the same just so we get a good comparison. Throw our pork butts in a aluminum foil tray. Today we're gonna be using the Rob's Savory Chipotle and also his Mate 2.0 as kind of our base layer. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can check it out. So we're just going to start seasoning these things. Let's flip them around. This one's kind of mangled. Then we're gonna start hitting all sides with the Chipotle. Savory Chipotle. See, what's really fun about it is you guys can use whatever kind of rubs you want to make this. You can really go with salt and pepper to get a real nice bark out of it, or kind of find a rub that you like. All right, we're all covered. Let's get the pits ready. One thing that I have noticed is that this barbecue, this offset, the cheaper one, got a lot hotter, or I won't say a lot hotter, but it got hotter a lot faster than this one. I put the logs in this one maybe like 20 minutes before the smaller offset, but yeah, this big old beast is taking a long time to get hot compared to this one. And as you can tell, I don't use this one anymore since I've got this one. So we're almost ready to put some food on. See, you're hearing Max in the background, but this one's up to temp. We're at about 255 degrees. Our smoke is starting to burn a little clean, but it's time to put on some pork. And we're gonna aim the fattier end towards the firebox. We're just gonna let it go, and we're gonna note the time. Okay, our bigger one is up to temp. Let's go ahead and throw some meat in there. And it was about 10 minutes apart, so we'll account for that when we're taking it out. I feel like this one's gonna cook a lot faster just because it has a lot more heat in the metal. It's able to retain the heat because it's such thick metal. As far as taste, there's obviously gonna, or I think there's gonna be no difference, but we'll see. So we'll check back in a little bit. All right, so we are getting close to being done, and now it's time to make a mop sauce. Apple cider vinegar, regular distilled vinegar, and we're just gonna pour some in there. Mix them equally. Some butter, and some granulated garlic. Vinegar-based hot sauce would probably be best, but we're gonna add some Texas, or some Frank's Red Hot, just a little. Then we're gonna go back in with some Rob's Mate. More flavor to the outside. Now I wouldn't recommend doing the mop sauce until the bark has set on them, so that way you're not washing off any of the seasonings that you already put down. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna simmer this thing down and start to mix it together. All right, so it's time to start basting this thing. So it's looking pretty good after a few hours. We're just gonna take our mop here and just start hitting this. Get some of these nice flavors on there. So again, I did heat this mop sauce up, made plenty of it because we're gonna use some of it for the end. And if you're wondering where I got this little mop brush from, just go ahead and look on Amazon. They've got them on there. The barbecue mop. And we'll just do this periodically. So it's time for this one to start getting mopped too.
This one again is probably 10 minutes behind the last one. We'll just start hitting this, get some hydration on it. The other one seems to be cooking a lot faster.
It is now time to pull those pork butts off the smokers. Now, surprisingly, the cheaper offset cooked a lot faster. I'm gonna say it took about an hour less than our big custom one. And the custom one required a lot more wood to keep it up to temperature. Surprisingly, I thought the thicker metal would retain some heat. My thoughts are, get what you can afford. I mean, they're both probably gonna taste just about the same and just as good. I kind of like my custom offset, even though it took a little bit more wood. In my opinion, I think they're still gonna work and taste pretty great. So I'm gonna pull them off the smoker and I'm gonna let them rest, come down to about 160, so that way I can work with them and pull them. And then we'll see what we got. I've let these things come down to temp, and here's what we got. So we're probing at about 160 degrees internal. We've got our cotton gloves underneath, and initial impression, I covered them up while they were resting. So we got some liquid in there. This one here came from the cheap offset, and this one here, the more expensive. Nice and tender. Let's go ahead and dig in. So we're just gonna rip this one apart. Also, the cheap offset, ooh, look at it, nice smoke ring. The cheap offset, it did have that huge gash in there, so that could have helped speed up the time, the cook time, I should say. And this, it's just pulling real nice. Let's get a little bit of that out. Oh, so juicy. And we are eventually just gonna mix this all together and eat it like that. Let's give it a shot. If you guys can try what I just tried. It's so smoky, got that nice vinegar flavor from the mop. Oh, that is delicious. Now let's get a piece of that bark. Now that is absolutely delicious. Just look at it go. Just falling apart. And that's the really cool thing about pulled pork, is that if you overcook it, that's fine. If you undercook it, have some pork steaks, smoked pork steaks. Now let's check the more expensive one. Whoa. All right, so now let's give this a taste. And I will give an honest opinion. That is absolutely delicious. I will tell you the honest truth in that I don't taste a difference. We did the exact same thing. Cook times were a lot less in the cheap offset, really surprisingly. I really thought that thick metal in our custom was gonna really retain some heat, take less wood, but that just wasn't the case. The cheap offset really shined in this. I mean, and the taste is almost identical. Let's go ahead and just shred it all together. Now, I didn't bring a toasted bun with me, but that's how I'd recommend to eat it. With a nice toasted bun. And remember that mop sauce that I told you to save? Take some of that and just pour it right on top. Add that extra tangy flavor. That just takes it to a whole nother level. And there you have it, guys. Just an awesome pulled pork competition of the offsets. Now, in conclusion, I still love my custom offset. That's my baby. So I'm gonna probably continue cooking with it. Anyways, till next time, peace.